Thank you, Crystal, and I'll officially welcome you to this Women for Water gathering. I'll get right to it. One of the motivations behind organizing this event is that while several of us work in the water profession and have done so for several years, if I count back, it's over 25 for myself, the number of women serving in leadership positions in Nebraska especially is still relatively few. And I know I've been listening to the folks here representing international organizations, and I know there are deliberate processes and efforts to correct that on the international level, and we look forward to listening to your experiences and methods to correct that. But here in Nebraska, for example, Karen Amen, here in the front, is the sole woman on a 27-member body, that's the Nebraska Natural Resources Commission. Out of the 23 Nebraska Natural Resources districts, while several women are critical to the overall operations of their districts, and we have them here with us, relatively few are in leadership positions. If you can, there's Barb right there, and Annette, I know you're here. Thank you for being here. When I was preparing for this, I took a quick look at other Nebraska water associations, and the most women engaged in any given one, and yes, I did the math and counted, was about 15%. And as I was saying this and reflecting on this, I did realize that I am very, very fortunate. At the Water for Food Institute on our leadership team, we are half and half. We are half women, half men. Peter McCormick is our executive director. He breaks the tie. The Groundwater Foundation has historically been women-dominated and women-led, and I've been very privileged. I was there for 10 years, and so I'm the first to say I've been very fortunate, and I've gravitated to those situations that are female-dominated, maybe I will say. I was recruited to work on water issues while I was in graduate school. I had an assistantship based within the Nebraska Water Center, and I feel privileged to be a part of it now. I was mentored by both men and women throughout my career. Thank you, Tom. I was especially drawn to several women who made a huge difference at pivotal times in my life. Since this is a brief welcome, I won't go into the details, but I will say this. Throughout the years, it was their willingness to take the time to have conversations with me that really mattered. Sometimes it was in person, and sometimes it was over the phone. I remember having very, very important conversations over the phone. I suppose now you guys do it over Skype and other social media. But sometimes we didn't agree on things. Some of the best conversations I had were when we didn't agree, because it was at those times that I learned how to work through problems and get to solutions. I learned that timing mattered, and I learned that listening mattered most of all. So today, I don't expect you to agree with everything you hear, but I do expect you to listen and to engage. And I hope this is the beginning of a conversation. Today, women are underrepresented in several places, but especially in elected office and in leadership positions here in Nebraska, and I assume elsewhere. And this does have an impact on water, I have no doubt about that. Exactly what that impact is, I'm not so sure, and I hope we begin to find out. And with that, I turn it back over to Crystal.